Hi Danielle, what brings you in today?
So lately, I've been getting a lot of calls from my son's school, and he's been getting in a lot of trouble. And I'm usually a really calm parent, but lately I just can feel myself being almost verbally aggressive to where I can feel myself like yelling at him and just not approaching the situation like I want to. So I just kind of wanted some help onto like how to like kind of get myself back into to check because I don't like what I'm becoming.
Okay, absolutely, definitely. It's really great that you did come in. That way you can help yourself get the help that you need. Um, Now, one thing, if you wouldn't mind to do for me, is just kind of close your eyes and just imagine one of the difficult situations that you're having with your son and kind of describe the situation and first, like, what you're thinking internally.
Okay, I can do that. So like right now, I'm just super stressed. Like I'm disappointed because I know I've like raised him better than that, but I'm disappointed in myself for how I'm responding, and I don't feel like I'm like giving him the chances he needs to explain himself. But I'm so mad at his behaviors and the phone calls that I'm just responding however I want to when I want to because I know he knows better than that. So that's kind of like how I'm feeling at this point when I like close my eyes and picture that situation.
Okay. And now, how do you actually respond to him? Like, what does your response look like?
So I don't know. Like I guess I just kind of when he gets in the house, I'm like, so what'd you got at school today? Like I'm just really like, oh well, like tell me now. Like I know you did something, and I'm just kind of like, I'm waiting. Tell me, like, and that's kind of like how I greet him. So I know that's not what I should be doing, but that's just where like my like I feel like aggression's kind of coming into play because he has me so upset. I just don't know what to do anymore.
Okay. Um, Now, when you are frustrated and whenever he comes home from school, I know you say you usually just kind of just automatically assume that he's done something wrong and you just kind of greet him, just assuming that he has gotten in trouble that day or did something bad that day. Now, if even if you were to do something bad that day, can you think of a few ways that you could respond to him instead of just getting angry right away?
Um, I think I could like I don't know, maybe like if I know he's done something that day at school and I've got a phone call, maybe like when he gets home from school, just say, hey, just go to your room. I know like you had a rough day. You go like get your thoughts together. I'll get my thoughts together. Maybe we can like talk after we're both calmed down. That way we're both not meeting each other in an angry place. And then like, I don't know, maybe calmly asking him instead of saying, so what happened at school? Like I know my body language is like aggressive too sometimes. So just to kind of calmly ask him instead of projecting my anger onto him would probably be like, you know, probably more helpful.
Well, absolutely. Now, it definitely sounds like you have some great strategies to help relieve and reduce that anger, but do you actually see yourself being able to use these statements, the next time he does act out?
Um, I mean, I would hope so, but honestly, like this isn't happening so much. It's just I don't know. It's just really hard to control my emotions. In my head, it sounds great, but when it happens, I'm just like again. So I mean, I don't know if my emotions would get the best of me or not. It's kind of like why I'm here.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And kind of, like based like on what you said about, your emotions getting the best of you, that's kind of another thing wanted to talk to you about. It sounds like whenever you're responding to your son, you're using your emotional mind, which is really just when you're only responding based on your feelings. Like your feelings are, controlling your thoughts and your behaviors. And there also on the other side is a reasonable mind, which is when you respond just strictly on facts. Which I had you fill out this paper before with using an emotional mind, your reasonable mind, and you kind of just said that with work, if you are angry at someone, you just kind of keep to yourself because you don't want to lose your job.
Yeah.
And then, for the wise mind, which is using your emotional and your reasonable mind, you stated that, at school you're exhausted, you don't want to do, the work that you have to do, but at the end of the day, you know that that's what you want to do to further your career.
Yeah.
So logically, you have to get up and do the work. So that's kind of, using your wise mind. From you filling out the worksheet, it sounds like you do understand all three parts of your mind and how to use both your emotional and reasonable mind. So what I'd like to work on you with, what I'd like to work with you is to being able to use that wise mind with your son, and when working with him, I'd like you to kind of work on doing that one thing different and just focusing on you and your response to him, and working on those statements that we talked about. Like you said, asking him to go to his room. That way you guys can both process your thoughts instead of just lashing out right away, or even, asking him why he did the things he did, giving him a chance to explain himself. Because, if you do respond in those ways, you might see him and his behavior changing a little bit if you're not getting as angry at him as well.
Yeah, that sounds like something that I know would probably be beneficial.
Okay, perfect. So maybe, in between this session and next, you can just work on using statements like that, maybe even trying to find some other statements you can use. And then whenever we come back, we can see how you were able to do those and how well they worked, if his behavior has changed, and then we can also work on some new skills for coping as well.
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank you.